Hey everybody, Rosematter here, and welcome to part 21 of my Steins Gate Let's Play. So in the last episode, we did Mayuri's ending, and today we are going to do the true end slash Kurisu's ending. So what happened was, I finished through all of Kurisu's ending, and then I started the true ending, and I realized they're essentially the same thing. So I kind of smashed the two videos together into one, so I may make references to the fact I'm going after Kurisu's ending and not the true ending, but then I ended up doing the true ending. So I just kind of like put those two videos together, and I tried to make it as cohesive as possible, so hopefully everything makes sense for you guys. But yes, anyway, we're going to go in and we are going to do the true end for Steins Gate, so let's go. Alright, so this is going to be the first one. And this is, alright. Have you written that report yet? For your information, I wasn't joking yesterday. If you blow this off, then you have no right to call yourself a scientist. Maybe this is too much for a freshman like you to understand, but writing papers is part of being a scientist. Okay, so for this one, I have to click scientist. I'm not a mere scientist, I am an insane mad scientist. Now the fun part is having to wait until her next message, so we're gonna go ahead and skip on ahead until that happens.
ドアの部分を取っ払ったから温めるのは無理だ。
Okay, so for this one, what do you mean mad scientist? More like a bad scientist, am I right? So this one, we want to reply with bad scientist. That's like a pun. That's like a pun my grandpa would come up with. Hey, we're going through these texts pretty quick, though. Alright, like, you could do better. Aren't Americans supposed to be funny? What have they been teaching you over there? I gotta be careful, because I don't want to get all 6 of these true end flags, as Kurisu would call them. I gotta make sure that I only get 5 of them in order to get Kurisu's ending first. After killing some more time at May Queen, I leave Daro and head back to the lab. When I arrive, I find Kurisu sitting on the bench in front of the Braun Tube workshop, talking on her phone.
何よそれ。日本に呼びつけておいて、今さらそんな。そう。結局、会うつもりなんかなかったんでしょ。
The street is dark and her hair is covering her eyes, so I can't make out her expression. But from the sound of her voice, I can tell she's crying.
一体何がしたかったのよ。それすら教えてくれな。
Kurisu lifts her head in surprise. She must have noticed me. She falls into an awkward silence and turns and walks away. It looked like she was crying. I wonder if she got into a fight. Who could have made her cry like that? Her boyfriend? Even a friendless, experiment-loving girl like her can get a boyfriend. No, there's no way such an arrogant, abusive girl can have a boyfriend. But then who was it? A sibling? Or maybe her father, who she hasn't seen in 7 years? Yeah, there's that whole thing about her father that I never really got the answers to. Maybe I'll get it in this ending and find out what happened with her father. I'm afraid to ask. Kurisu's scary when she snaps. The memory of her baleful glare sends a shiver up my spine. I hurry to the second floor. Kurisu is standing there glaring at me. Her eyes are red. So she was crying. Why did she come back?
私は。
おうおう。
別に泣いてなんかないからな。
いや、どう見ても泣いてただろ
いい加減なこと言わないで。証拠はあるの？
う。目が赤い。
She's like, I was just smoking lots of weed, so much weed, like you don't even understand. Her glare weakens for a second, but then returns at double the intensity.
でも泣いてないから。
論理性のかけらもないな、クリスティーナ。
In fact, she's not acting like herself at all. Did she come up here just to claim she wasn't crying? She should have just gone back to her hotel and cried into a pillow instead of coming here to make excuses.
とにかく泣いてない。わかった？これ以上追求するなよ。
That sniffle tanked any credibility she might have had. Even now, instead of going back to her hotel, she plops onto the sofa and hugs Mayuri's Upa plushie to her chest like a little girl. For the next few minutes, she just sits there, pouting and staring at the wall. If the TV were on, we could have had a little BGM for some distraction, but unfortunately, painful silence prevails. The only sounds are the whirring of the desktop's hard drive and Kurisu's occasional sniffle. Geez, what an annoying assistant. How are we supposed to get any science done like this?
クリスティーナ。
うっさい。話しかけるな。
Your lips say don't, but your aura says please. Maybe she's begging for attention?
いいか。話さなくていいから黙って聞け。お前が困っているならば、俺は全力で解決に協力する。
Oh, look at this. I like this. With Kurisu's ending, we get a little bit of nice interactions between them relatively early on. Kurisu looks at me blankly.
俺だけじゃなく、マユリもダルも、おそらくそう言うだろう。だから、気軽に相談するといい。一人で強がって抱え込んでいるより、弱音を吐きたい時には吐いてしまえ。俺たちはそれを拒絶したりしない。
This is very mature of him, actually.
ちゃんと聞いてやる。
And this is before all the crazy shit happens. This is like very, at least at this point in the game, this is very unexpected.
なんで？
お前はすでに我がラボの大切な仲間だからだ。
I guess they have to put a little bit more emphasis on Kurisu and Okabe's relationship before, you know, I save her, I guess. For some reason, Kurisu blushes and hangs her head. She hugs Upa so hard her face caves in.
悪かった。ちょっと気が立ってて。
別に今話さなくてもいい。話したくなったらいつでも言え。俺が聞いてやる。
She nods softly. Looks like my sincerity has reached her. Heh, 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 heh. Just as planned. Show a friendless, experiment-loving girl just a little kindness, and she'll easily grant you her favor. That sounds more like early game Okabe. How did I know that? Because I too have few friends. Mwahaha. It's a weird flex, but okay. Kurisu's help is critical to solving the mystery of the phone wave, name subject to change. Now that my plan has succeeded, her petty private matters shall no longer be an impediment to our science. Normally, I, the great Hoen Kiyoma, would not concern myself with the mental health of my minions. But if this is the price I must pay to bring my dream to fruition, so be it. With this, Kurisu's loyalty is assured. Soon, the world will tremble before us. Okay. Home alone, is it okay to leave me alone here? I'm an outsider, remember? I can steal all your precious future gadgets. Okay, so we want to click outsider. You are not an outsider. You are a lab mem.
これまでいろんな人と会ったけど、アキハの跡取りって話すと、みんなフェイリスをフェイリスとして見てくれなくなるのにゃ。
Right, It's a disgrace to be thought of as your partner. People will start doubting my character. Anyway, finish your errand and get back here. Alright, so disgrace. Then why do you keep coming to the lab? In truth, you're so happy to be a lab mem that you can't help it. Isn't that right? Seriously though, why am I still here? I should have gone, or I was supposed to have gone back to America by now. We want to respond to, why am I still here? It's the choice of Steins Gate El Sai Kongru. Alright, so I believe that is all we need to do for Chapter 4. So we are going to skip on ahead to Chapter 5. Alright. Oh, here we go. Here's a new scene. Since I did get that extra, you know, those texts with Kurisu and I did it correctly, so here's a new scene. Kurisu scratches her cheek in what could be taken for a bashful gesture.
あまねさんのお父さん見つかるといいわね。
ああ。
なんかそういうの羨ましいなって思う。
And then she's still something with her father, so maybe she's gonna get into some more conversation about her father. Come to think of it, yep, she has father issues too, doesn't she? Maybe she sympathizes with Susaha.
ねえ、岡部。
Suddenly, Kurisu starts fidgeting for some reason.
この前のこと謝る。
この前？
あんたが漆原さんへの変態セクハラ行為をしたと勘違いして要所でぶったたいたことよ。後で考えてみたんだけど、あの時のあんたって冗談言ってるようには見えなかった。それなのにあんたの言葉をろくに検証もせずに手を出しちゃって。
案ずるな。結果的にルカ子を泣かせたのは事実だ。
確認するけど、あんたは変態セクハラ野郎じゃないのよね。
どういう確認だそれは。お前は本気で謝るつもりがあるのか？
実験を変態行為の口実にされたら嫌だから、私も一応関わってるわけだし。
バカにするな。俺にとって仲間は財産だ。俺は IQ170 の頭脳を持つ狂気のマッドサイエンティストだが、一人でできることに限界があることは自覚している。電話レンジカッコ仮にしても、ダルやお前の協力なくしてはここまでの成果を得られなかっただろう。
These are some nice moments. I'm glad I'm getting to see them. I guess it kind of makes his decision later on to save Kurisu maybe a little bit more understandable. Because they're having these, like, one-on-one moments more.
001ラボの設立者の立場である。仲間に危機があれば助けに駆けつけることはあっても、仲間を傷つけようなどとはこれっぽっちも思っていない。何がおかしい？
中二病全開だな。聞いてて痛々しい。でもそういうの悪くないと思う。私がいるアメリカの研究所って世界中から優秀な人たちが集まってて最先端の研究をやってるんだけど、結構殺伐としてるのよね。みんなプライドが高くて自分が一番だと思ってるから、足の引っ張り合いとか面と向かって理不尽な暴言吐かれたりとか日常茶飯事なの。私が研究員代表としてサイエンスに論文載った時も、私よりずっと年上のおっさんたちからぐちぐちと文句言われたもんよ。こっちに戻ってきて逆留学した高校でもクラスメートはみんな私にビビって話しかけても来なかったし。
Sorry, Kurisu, don't mean to interrupt. Sorry I couldn't come today. Ferris was preparing for the Raynet Championships. I want to crush my enemies just like in episode 8. Episode 8? What are you talking about? I don't know if this is a new male. I'm assuming it is because I haven't had this this scene before, so. Alright, sorry, Kurisu, continue.
だからそれと比べたらあんたのラボは幼稚だけど。
Seems like everyone has their own problems.
今回のあまねさんのことも岡部は本気で心配してるのよね。それについてはあんたのこと認めてる。でも褒めてるわけじゃないからな。
She suddenly blushes for some reason.
ただなんとなくそう思っただけというか。
結局俺は友達が 欲しいだけなのかもな。
Okabe.
Look at this. Oh man, they are really letting their guards down here. This is nice.
何しろ俺は友達と呼べる人間が。
After all, I am an insane mad scientist wanted the world over. My enemies are everywhere waiting to strike. Curse this incredible genius brain of mine. Whoa, it's like at the last moment, the last scene where he had this very nice moment with her where he was like, you can come and talk to me if anything's bothering you. But then he was like, oh, I'm just saying that because I'm earning her trust so that she won't leave and she'll continue to work at the lab.
私はあんたのことを大切な仲間だと思ってるよ。
何？
前にあんた言ってくれたでしょ。私のことは大切な仲間だって。あれ結構嬉しかったっていうか。
熱でもあるのか？
ねえよ。何よ、せっかくあんたのこと見直してやってるのに。もういいわよ、バカ。本当バカ。
Kurisu squares her shoulders and quickly walks ahead. I give chase. What just happened? Is this girl planning something? Maybe she really is plotting to take over the lab. No, wait, maybe she's trying to sabotage the party because she doesn't like Suzuha. No mere assistant is going to pull one over on the great Hoyen Kiyoma. Anyway, time to get my head in the game. We must prepare for the Last Supper, Operation Eldrinmere. The Last Supper refers to our party for Suzuha. In the event she reunites with her father, we'll just celebrate normally. In other words, it will be her last supper in Tokyo. Alright, Mayuri and Daru go home, leaving me with Kurisu. She's sitting in the development room chair, endlessly twirling a pen in her fingers.
一体何をやっているんだ？
考えてるのよ。タイムリープマシンのこと。作れそうなことは分かったけど、もし実際に使ったら何が起こるのか。
そうか。
She hasn't even started working on the machine, and she's already worried about what comes afterwards? That takes confidence, all right. Are all geniuses like this? What will happen when we use it? I doubt we can find an answer to that question, not without testing it live. Kurisu knows that. What she's really wondering is whether it's worth the risk. That's why I avoid arguing with her.
あまり悩むなよ。今は完成させることを優先するんだ。
偉そうに。
Kurisu groans and flops down on the desk. It's strange to see her like this. She's usually so cool and collected. But maybe that's an act, and this is who she really is.
ねえ、岡部、全く関係ない相談していい？
関係ない相談ではなく関係ある相談をしてくれ。
この前言ってくれたでしょ？いつでも相談しろって。
I did? I don't remember that.
私って父親に
Alright, here
嫌わ
we
れてる
go.
の
We're
よ
getting
ね。
into the father stuff, the daddy issues. She sighs sadly. Ah, so that's what she wants to talk about. A conundrum. This isn't like before when she was merely an advisor. The Time Leap project depends on Kurisu to succeed. It is clear, however, that she will be unable to focus as long as these petty concerns distract her. In that case, it falls to me, the great Hoyen Kiyoma, to solve her problem once and for all. Only then can she devote herself fully to the future of the lab.
いいだろう。話せ。
ほんと偉そう。
この前の電話、相手は父親か？
I'm speaking, of course, of when I found Kurisu outside the lab, crying into her phone. The mood was delicate.
まあね。いつからかな。父親に嫌われるようになったのって。私が渡米する前からあからさまに避けられるようになった。家族なのにね。
お前自身の父親への態度はどうだったんだ？
昔はお父さん子だった。結構けなげだったのよ。
She smiles, but in her smile I see a hint of self-mockery.
父親は物理学者なんだけど、私は小難しい話を聞かされるのが大好きな子供だった。内容は全く理解できなかったけど、いつも父親に話をせがんでた。なんとか理解したくて、小さい頃から物理学の本も読みまくって。
Damn, I guess that's what makes her a genius. Or perhaps the yearning for her father's love was what gave birth to her genius.
おかげで学校の成績は算数だけずば抜けてよかった。他の教科は見向きもしなかった。父親の書いた論文だって読んだのよ。小学生じゃ到底理解できそうもなかったけど、自分で一生懸命調べて必死で解読してね。その論文について父親と議論できるレベルにまでなったのが小学生の高学年になってからかな。父親と物理学の話をきちんとできるのが嬉しくて楽しくて、そしていつも私が論破して終わってた。
それは嫌われる。間違いなく嫌われる。
A tragedy fitting for a girl genius. What kind of scientist loses to a grade school girl anyway? Seriously.
やっぱりそう思う。
やっぱりどころの話ではない。確実にそれが原因だ。
確かにあの人ってプライド高かった。とにかくある時期を境にいきなり全然口を聞いてもらえなくなって、ついにはママとも険悪になって家に帰ってこなくなったの。父親が大好きだった私はそうなったのが自分のせいかもって責任を感じて、かなりショックだった。一時期は登校拒否にまでなりかけて、それでママが海外留学を勧めてくれたってわけ。
So that's why she went to America.
お前は優秀すぎたというわけだ。それで今は父親のことをどう思っている？
わからない。
Kurisu looks down.
父親は日本にいるのだろう？一度でも会ったのか？
うん、結局会えてない。この前の電話はその件。会いに行っていいか聞いたら、来るなって怒鳴られた。
Her father has quite the inferiority complex. I wonder if it's something more than that. Maybe he's doing this for her sake somehow, or maybe he is just a prideful person who feels emasculated because his daughter is smarter than him. No wonder she was crying. Even for someone as strong-willed as Kurisu, it must hurt to hear that from her father.
それに会っても何を話せばいいのか。嫌われてからも私の方から一生懸命話しかけたんだけど、いつも無視されて、それがすごく辛かった。その記憶があるからまた無視されるんじゃないかと思って何も言えなくなる。
泣いているのか？
ちょっとじわっときただけよ。
お前は今でも父親と和解したいと思っている。
そうなのかな。
そう思っていないなら父親のことを俺に相談したりはしないし、会いたくないと言われて泣いたりもしないだろう。
確かに。
素直な気持ちを言えばいい。お父さんが大好きですとな。
私の性格的に無理だと思うわけだが。
父親相手に何を可愛こぶっているのか。
Kurisu jerks upright, her face bright red.
ぶってないわよ。
いいや、ぶっている。そんなことでは和解などできんぞ。ありのままをストレートにぶつけるしか解決策はない。相手に伝わらなければ意味がないのだ。無駄な装飾は無意味だ。もし それでも分かってもらえないなら、それは和解の目がないということになる。その時は時間に解決してもらうしかないな。
時間ってどれくらい？
そんなものは俺に分かるわけがない。お前と一つしか年は変わらないのだから。お前がアメリカに行ったのは何年前のことだ
？7年前。
7年経っても変わらなかったのなら、その倍以上の時間が必要かもしれんな。
さあよね。
Kurisu sighs heavily and rests her chin in her hand. Did my advice backfire? It looks like she's even more depressed now. I fold my arms and rack my brain for a solution. I don't want to see Kurisu like this. It's pathetic.
それでいつ会いに行くんだ
Kurisu opens her eyes wide in confusion. I take out my phone and bring up the calendar.
夏休み中なのは確定として、行くときはあらかじめ早めに声をかけてくれ。
何言ってんの？
俺にも予定がある。急に言われたら合わせられないかもしれないからな。
いや、もしかして一緒に来るつもりか？
いかにも。お前は俺の助手だ。
Aww.
助手の悩みは俺の悩みに等しい。お前が最高の精神状態で働いてくれるために
Of course.
俺はいかなる努力もするつもりだ。
He says this, but you know he cares about her. Kurisu looks dumbfounded. What? Did I say something wrong?
なんだそれ。冗談もほどほどに。
俺はどこまでも本気だ。日本国内ならばどこへでもついて行ってやる。国外だとパスポートを持っていないし金もないから難しいかな。
岡部。
父親と二人きりだと何を話していいかわからないのだろう。
And the great thing is, if he got the time leap machine, he could just go back in time and give her advice about doing things. If it's, if she says something dumb or it goes wrong, he'd be like, okay, maybe try it this way instead.
だから俺も一緒にいてやれば問題ない。この法王院京馬が空気を読んだ見事な話題を提供してやる。なぜ笑う？
だってあんたが空気を読めた試しないじゃない。
あ。
By Jove, she's right. A mad scientist does not care about things like tact and decorum. He dominates the room with his sheer presence. Perhaps a softer touch is called for here.
でもありがとう。そこまで言ってくれるなんて思ってもなかった。嬉しいとかそういうんじゃないけど、ほんとあんたってたまにいいやつになるから困るよね。
Confusing how? Why is she yelling at me anyway? Shouldn't she be thanking me instead?
ねえ、岡部。今言ってくれたこと本気にしていいんだよね。
当たり前だ。
じゃあ電話レンジの改良が終わったら一緒についてきて。
任せるがいい。で、父親は今どこに？
青森。
青森？
父親は今そこに住んでる。
That's way up at the north end of the island, like 700 kilometers or something. I wasn't expecting to have to go that far. You said you'd go anywhere in the world with her, but he's like, no, that's too far.
何よ、やっぱりやめたとか言うなよ。もう決定だからな。無理やりでも連れて行くからな。
望むところだ。
If promising to go to Amari will let Kurisu concentrate on the time leap machine, it's a small price to pay. Small price indeed.
わかった。気をつけるね。
Alright, going from Tokyo to Amari by bullet train is over 15,000 yen per person, but the overnight bus is only 5,000. Which do you prefer? I want to cover the travel expenses, but I don't have that much on hand. I'm staying at a hotel, but I'm not a celeb. Mama's pretty strict on money. Not to mention she'd kill me if she knew I was going to see my father. So maybe we should go by overnight bus to fit our budget. So we want to reply with traveling expenses. What is this nonsense? Don't forget your duty as a lab mem. Idiot. What do you mean nonsense? Die. What the hell, Okabe? Alright. Alright, so that is it, I think, for this chapter, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to get another message from her, but for now... Oh, is that the next one? Yep. Sorry for getting mad, but Okabe, did you have to say it like that?
Mayuri は大切な仲間。ラボメンだから。それに、あんたのそんな辛そうな姿、見てられない。
すまない。
謝らないでよ。岡部、前に私の父親のことで相談に乗ってくれたでしょ。あの時、私結構救われたんだ。だから、今度は私があんたの力になる。あんたの力になりたい。それで一緒に青森まで行ってもらわないと。
She smiles a wry but gentle smile, as if I were her mischievous younger brother.
止めたってタイムリープする気なんでしょ。何しろあんたは狂気のマッドサイエンティスト。いつだって独善的に生きてきたんだから。ちょっとそこは無論だ。わっはっはっはみたいに答えなさいよ。
そうだな。
調子狂うな。
Kurisu is right. I'll do anything to save Mayuri. Alright, this one can go a lot of ways, but I think there's only one way I can do this to get the true end. Alright, the key. There's nobody at the lab. I don't have a key, so I can't get in. When are you coming over? I just assumed you'd be here like usual. It kind of feels like I'm visiting your home. Not that I want to visit your home or anything. Okay, so we want to choose I don't have a key. We'll reply with use the one hidden in the switchboard next to the door. Alright, I found the key easily enough. Don't you think your security should be tighter? Should have thought about that before picking a fight with CERN, lol. Also, what's this frog that's been left with the key? Someone's bad taste? Only a maniac would put something that gross there. Actually, it scared the crap out of me, but keep that a secret, lol, okay? Alright, so we want to do security. You're right, I was careless, I should have known better. Look at them, their texts are already getting a little bit more... like, nicer. It's weird having her put LOL in a text. I don't know why. It's just weird coming from Kurisu. Alright, are you seriously considering electric locks and card keys? Who has that kind of money? You're being ridiculous as usual. You need to face reality for a change. So we want to choose reality. Alright, I'll tell you the truth, but keep it secret. CERN is after us. I need your help. Oh, I have to read this first. Alright, reality. I can't tell if this is true or not, or if this is true or just more of your usual BS. Okabe, this is a serious situation. You're turning into the boy who cried wolf, so only tell me the truth from now on, please. Okay, explain yourself. Hey, what the hell was that just now? That was some loving hug. I'm seriously jealous. No, not about getting hugged by you, but about having someone of the opposite sex to lovingly hug. Don't misunderstand me. Anyway, what was that about? Wow, that came out of nowhere. Damn, jealous Kurisu. Don't worry about it. It was just something I had to do. Lies, damn. Even though all you do to me is sexual harassment. Aw, she doesn't want sexual harassment, she just wants a loving hug.
恋愛フラグが立ってるわけよね。
Oh, she's jealous of Lukako. Kurisu ponders this for a while. Then she blushes for some reason and turns away.
ね。ちな
Oh
みに
my
岡部、
god. Wow, she's being so obvious.
好きな人いるの？
お
何よその間は。
別にいない。
For a second, Mayuri's face floats through my mind. Aw, but I feel more of a need to protect her rather than romantic love for her. At least on this timeline, I guess not. But in the past episode, definitely there was some romance there.
そっか。いないの？
なぜ聞く？
いや、なんとなくよ。特に意味はないんだからな。
なぜ怒る？あと顔が赤くなってないか？
なってない。そうだ。あんた漆原さんと付き合っちゃいなさいよ。
マジで？
どうせ好きな人いないんでしょ。だったら彼女の思いに応えてあげればいいのよ。このバカ。
What did I do to deserve this name calling?
マユリが死ぬのは2日後だ。のんびり恋愛ごっこしている暇はない。
Suddenly.
そうだよ。そうだよ。変だ。
Alright, from an unpopular girl, I don't really care if you get yourself a girlfriend, but don't forget about the time leap machine. This thing is serious. We need to get everyone together and decide what to do with it. I understand you're doing this for Mayuri's sake. Just remember, there's more to this than in just Yurishibara-san. To be honest, I'm still afraid of this monster I've created. I'd feel better if we could talk about it. Alright, contact me, idiot. Is everything alright? What happened with that Kiryu lady? At least let me know that you're still alive. Don't say anything stupid like you're dead, okay? Please, just reply. Even an email will do. I'm so worried I can't even eat. Aww. Alright, so let's do worried. Don't worry, I won't die. Not until I fulfilled my promise to go to Aomori with you. Oh, that's so sweet. They're so sweet together. I still don't know if I'm going to like this ending as much as Mayuri's, because Mayuri and him and Okabe, I don't know, it's just like the two of them seem like, it seems more like in canon he would save Mayuri over Kurisu, and I'm going to be sad to lose Mayuri in this one. Alright, maybe this isn't what you want to hear, but I need you to listen. I don't care about Aomori anymore, I just want you to be safe, Okabe. When you ran out without saying anything yesterday, it felt like my heart was going to explode, so hurry back, please. Oh my gosh, she is like really laying her heart on the line. Okay. Alright, here we go. The last true end flag. Where are you? You haven't been to the lab in 2 days. Are you still in Akihabara? We're worried, you know. You were acting strange yesterday. I want to help, so tell me where you are. I don't feel right not having you around. Where are you? I want to see you. So before, I didn't reply, and now I will. Let me be alone. I need to think. So that should do it. So we'll see what changes with this. It's amazing that sending one email will make all the difference in the world. Alright, and with this one I will not answer, because I think I answered Mayuri's call last time, so I'm going to leave it be. Because this is the Kurisu ending, so it feels right to talk to Kurisu more.
電話鳴ってるけど。
ああ。マユリからだ。
出てあげなさいよ。なんで私に遠慮してるんだ？
The ringtone cuts off during my hesitation.
めめしいな。はっきり言ってがっかり。
お前は俺に殺されてもいいっていうのか？
今の私の話聞いてな。
聞いていたが。
An email interrupts me. Alright, what's this email? Whoops. Tutoru, Mayashi here. Hey, Okarin, is something bothering you? You've been looking kind of sad lately. Do you want to talk about it? Or is it something you can't tell Mayashi about? That would make me sad. If you feel like Mayashi's being a burden, then I want you to tell me, okay?
あいついつもは空気を読めないくせに。俺は諦めない。
Alright, here we go.
絶対にだ。
He's making his decision to not kill off Kurisu. Kurisu suddenly pushes me away. She steps back, her face is hidden behind her hair, but her fists are trembling. Her body exudes raw fury. Well, I don't blame her. She went to all this effort to, like, prepare herself for him to sacrifice her, and then he's gonna deny her wish, where she was like, please sacrifice me for Mayuri.
話にならない。このマザーバッカー。
お前。
私は大丈夫だって言ってんのに、何が諦めないだ。バカなの？死ぬの？英雄気取りか。この中二病患者ができもしないくせにカッコつけてんじゃない。あんたの頭の悪さにはイライラする。なんで私の言うこと素直に聞き入れてくれないのよ。
俺は
あんたがマユリを助けることが相対的に判断してベストなのよ。一体何が気に入らないの。
相対的判断などクソくらいだ。
Kurisu stares at me in shock.
俺は神じゃない。気がついたらそれに等しい立場にいたけど全然違う。誰を助けて誰を見殺しにするかなんて俺はもう決められない。
Suzuha, Ferris, Lukako. I sacrificed their happiness to save Mayuri, and the whole time a voice in the back of my head was asking, is this really okay? What gives me the right?
だから俺は今度こそ
This time I want to save both of them without sacrificing anyone. Kurisu turns away with a frown, then starts tapping her foot in a clear gesture of displeasure.
どうせ無理よ。いつもあんた言ってるでしょ。シュタインズゲートの選択ってやつ。回避不能。回は出てる。岡部一人がどれだけ頑張ったって世界の維新には勝てない。
Is this going to be a bad end where he's going to try to save both of them, but he's only going to be able to save Mayuri? Or, not Mayuri, sorry, Kurisu.
それでも
Then this is going to be a really depressing ending.
俺はもがいてやる。
I won't lose Mayuri or Kurisu. Maybe in the true end he succeeds, and in the Kurisu ends he fails. But he just accepts it. I hear Kurisu grinding her teeth. Then she turns her back to me.
勝手にしろ。私は手伝わないからな。もうアメリカに帰るつもりだし。さよなら。もう二度と会うこともないわね。法王院京馬さん。本当にバカだ。バカにも程がある。このバカ。
Kurisu disappears down the stairs, muttering insults until I can no longer hear her. Now alone, I sigh into the darkness. Kurisu is absolutely right. I can't think of a single way to save them both. I'm a fool, and yet I have to try. But this time, I won't have Kurisu's help. I have to fight the universe alone. How do I save both Kurisu and Mayuri? I can't use D-mail. Too much could go wrong. I don't want to make the same mistakes again. In the end, all I can do is time leap. Time leaping can't save Mayuri, but at least it can delay her death and give me time to find a solution. Oh no, is this true end gonna be like the one with Suzuha, where I just keep leaping back and just never have Mayuri die? Just live the same couple of days again and again. On this world line, Mayuri dies at 7:30 on the night of August 17th. That's about 26 hours from now. My battle has no end in sight. If only Suzuha were here, I could have asked her for advice. But even alone, I must find a way. So resolved, I start time leaping again to save Mayuri. I've done this before. When Mayuri died the first time at Moeka's hands, I tried time leaping to prevent her death. But I only tried running away that time. This time, I try every approach I can think of. Are we gonna have another Mayuri death compilation? I try hiring bodyguards to protect Mayuri. I tried taking Mayuri to South America. Whoa, an entire world away from Japan. I tried crippling SERN with attacks on their servers, the ones that don't need the IBM 5100. I tried getting Mayuri admitted to a hospital. It's hard given Mayuri's perfect health, but I manage. My goal is to keep her from dying by a heart attack. I try everything I could possibly imagine. However, every plan fails. Mayuri dies again and again and again. Sometimes it's murder, sometimes an accident. But every time I leap, Mayuri dies. Maybe it really is impossible to resist fate. As long as I remain on this world line, Mayuri can't be saved. Fate will kill her every time. From Mayuri's perspective, she only dies once. But I have seen her die dozens of times. All because of me. And yet, it no longer affects me as it used to. Little by little, I have grown desensitized to her death. In the beginning, I felt unbearable pain every time I saw her die, and murderous rage towards the ones responsible. Now I feel nothing. The realization stuns me. After dozens of leaps, I finally realize what should have been obvious from the beginning. I never leap back more than 26 hours. Why? I could go back as far as August 11th, one whole week in the past. Yet I never do. Why? Because I know that even if I do, nothing will change. I don't believe that anything will change. Every time Mayuri dies, I find myself thinking, another failure. What went wrong this time? I calmly analyze Mayuri's death, then take my data and head for the time leap machine with a sigh, like a gamer forced for the upteenth time to restart a particularly difficult stage. I'm just going through the motions. I didn't even realize until this moment how routine it had all become. Now that I have, my actions suddenly seem meaningless. This is definitely having the flashback for me to the Suzuha, where he just kept repeating the same day over and over again, just became desensitized over it. I can't take another step. And that's how I find myself sitting here, sitting motionless in front of the time leap machine. I've been staring at it for hours. When we got caught in the evening shower on the Radicon rooftop, my clothes got soaked, but now they're completely dry. My body temperature has dropped, but I don't have the energy to warm myself with a shower. I sluggishly get to my feet and pick up the headset. The sight of it fills me with resignation. Resignation, that's all. There's no desperate drive to save Mayuri, no hope that this time I might succeed. Those emotions are long gone. In truth, they've been gone since my argument with Kurisu. Deep down, I always knew she was right. I pretended not to see it. I told myself the time leap machine could solve everything. But that was just an excuse, a last attempt to satisfy my ego. In the end, all I'm doing is...
逃げるの?
I turn around in surprise, and there I see Kurisu standing in the doorway. I thought she never wanted to see me again. Why is she here?
なんで?
Kurisu ignores my question and fixes me with her usual glare.
タイムリープするのは逃げよ.
You don't have to tell me. I already know. I know all too well. In the end, all I'm doing is running away. Running from responsibility. Running from the decision. If I had known I would have had to make this choice, I would have refused Suzuha when she entrusted me with her mission.
これまでもマユリを助けるためっていう大義名分でたくさんの人を俺は傷つけてきたんだ。しかもそのことで感じる罪の意識もだんだん鈍っていくんだ。人としてのまともな感覚が失われていくんだ。
だったらなんで今あんたは迷ってる？
タイムリープマシンっていう保険が効かないからかもな。俺はこのマシンを使いこなしてなんていなくて振り回されているだけなのかも。
Yeah, he's talking in that very monotone voice like he was when he was during the Suzuha ending. At least I don't think in this one he's going to do anything or have quite as dark thoughts, I hope. Because Kurisu is here to, like, talk to him. She suddenly looks away. Then she leans against the wall and smiles bitterly. Is Kurisu running too? From what?
今の岡部見てられない。自分の顔鏡で見た。急に老けたように見える。心がボロボロになってるんじゃない？そこまで思い悩まずに私の言うことを素直に受け入れればいいんだ。さっき言った通り、あんたはここにとどまっちゃいけない。ベータ世界線に行きなさい。マユリが死なない世界へ。それがあんたのためでもあるし、私のためでもある。
She's right. I have no other options left. No more D-mails, no more time leaps. There's no perfect world where both Kurisu and Mayuri live. Oh, is she gonna die in this one too? I guess it's just with the Kurisu ending, I'm having this more moments with Kurisu. Maybe there are things I've yet to try, but I'm certain that all of them will end in vain. As long as I stay on this world line, Mayuri will die. Maybe we'll find a completely different world line somewhere where they can both live. Hopefully that'll be the true ending. And if I go to the beta world line, Kurisu will die. Is there like an omega world line we can go to? We'll never be able to talk like this again. It's only been 20 days since we met, and yet memories of Kurisu flash before my eyes.
ちょっと勝手に殺さないでくれますか？私ピンピンしてますんで。
And yes, people had, you know, like the comments when I was talking about, like, why is it such a hard decision for him? Because he's only known her for a little while, whereas, like, with Mayuri, he's known her pretty much his whole life. But when he's leaping back in time, he kind of loses track of time. Like, yeah, it's only been, like you said, 20 days, but he's leapt back so many times and he's had so many conversations with her that it might be a short time, but they bonded.
例えば実際に皆さんが体ごと過去や未来へ行くことができるようなタイムマシンを作るにはまず何が必要か考えてみましょう。誰がクリスティーナだ？一言も言ったらんわ。これまでの自分を否定したくないの。たとえ失敗ばかりだったとしてもそれを含めて今の自分があるんだから。私たちひょっとするととんでもないものを作っちゃったかもしれない。前にあんた言ってくれたでしょ。私のこと大切な仲間だって。あれ結構嬉しかったっていうか。じゃあ電話レンジの改良が終わったら一緒についてきて。
I wonder if we ever are going to take that trip to see her father.
あんたの力になりたい。ありがとう。私のためにそこまで苦しんでくれて。
So much has happened these past 20 days. We argued, we exchanged insults. We made incredible discoveries together, and when confronted with the implications, we shared our fears. Whenever I hit a dead end of my struggle to save Mayuri, I always turned to Kurisu for help. She always listened. She always believed me. And I helped her too when she was distraught over her father. We promised to go to Aomori together. Without this girl genius on our side, we would not have the time leap machine. Proud, passionate Makise Kurisu, always strong, or at least pretending to be. A little nosy, too, and serious to a fault. Before I knew it, she'd become the center of the lab. From the very beginning, I was attracted to her radiant confidence. I found myself mesmerized by her every gesture, hanging on to her every word. I listened enraptured whenever she presented her latest theory. At the end of the day, the reason I never called her by her name was because I was too embarrassed. I admired her, I longed for her, and I didn't want to admit it to myself. Only now do I realize the truth. I love her, and that is why I want so desperately to save her. And the true reason comes through. I mean, I kind of had a feeling it was going to go in that way. With either the Mayuri or the Kurisu ending is going to be, I guess, maybe who he ends up dating, but... Sorry, Mayuri, it's just like, okay, you might be his childhood friend, but he's not in love with you, therefore. I know he wants to save Mayuri, too, but... To me, Kurisu is far more than that. And yet I have no choice. In the end, everything she said was right. Oh, is she gonna die anyway, but we're gonna have, like, he's gonna admit his love to her? Which is just gonna make it that much harder. And you know she feels the same way. Okay. In a desperate attempt to hold back my tears, I bite my lip tightly. The taste of blood spreads through my mouth. I pound my fist on the table. Silence. Nothing moves. Outside the window is only darkness. Is this what it's like to be the only person left in the world?
ねえ岡部、あんたがベータ世界線に行ったら、こうして仲間として一緒に過ごした記憶は、マユリや橋田からは消えちゃうのよね。
Kurisu's cheeks start to redden and she turns away.
岡部は
No, that's exactly what Luca said. Her voice is barely a whisper.
お前のことは絶対に忘れない。誰よりも大切な女のことを忘れたりしない。
Wow. Forget Mayuri, I guess.
それって何バカなこと言ってんのよ。
事実だ。
それは証明が必要。それがないと私は方程式を用意できない。
So it almost seems like Kurisu is his true love, but he knows he can't be with her. So it's almost like Mayuri was like a consolation prize, where it was like, I know he loves her, but I feel like maybe in a different way, because this is technically on the same, like this moment here on this alpha world line between Mayuri and Kurisu. This is the same world line before it diverges and before he goes back to the beta world line. So he always had these feelings for Kurisu, it seems like. And then he just ends up dating Mayuri because Kurisu's not around. Maybe I'm misinterpreting that, but it almost seems like that. I do feel like him and Kurisu are a better fit than him and Mayuri. Kurisu is getting flustered for some reason.
ACTH の分泌過剰になり、ガンマ波から確率共鳴が起きてヒルベルト曲線のハウストルフ次元は無限大と仮定されるわけだから、つまり全近線はポジトロン断層法で計測して。
Feels weird to do a tip now, but okay. Oh boy. Adrenocorticotic hormone secreted in response to stress. Okay. That is, we can measure the asymptotic line with positron emission tomography?
クリス。
I speak her name. Our eyes meet.
俺は
Aww.
お前が好きだ。
Kurisu looks away. Her face is bright red.
お前は
言いますと。
お前は俺のことどう思ってる？
Hey, shoot your shot. I mean, if you're going to another world line, now's the time to say it.
知りたいのか。
Kurisu suddenly looks me straight in the eye. Her face is still red, but her expression is firm. She walks straight up to me, grabs me by the collar, and jerks me towards her. Aww.
目を閉じろ。
Did I make her mad? Perhaps Kurisu hates me for some reason. If she's gonna kiss him, his mouth is all full of blood from biting his lip. Ew. Blood pact. Maybe she really did mean all those insults she said to me. That would be really sad. I slowly lick my trembling lips and timidly try to ask a question.
なぜ目を。
いいから閉じなさいよ。
I do as I'm told, though I still don't know why she's so angry. My collar is still in Kurisu's grip. Abruptly, I feel a soft sensation against my lips. The faint scent of citrus tickles my nose. When I open my eyes in surprise, I see Kurisu's face scant millimeters away, and then I understand what has happened. She's kissing me. Her lips are very warm. My mind goes blank, and I'm unable to think. I want to stay like this forever. But soon our lips separate. This is just going to make it so much harder for him. So if she dies anyway in the beta world line, maybe he won't end up with Mayuri because, you know, Kurisu is his true love even if he can't be with her. Kurisu looks down shyly.
別にしたくてしたんじゃない。
Okay, you're past this point, Kurisu.
約束したでしょ。
That's so sad. She'll never get to, like,
忘れないで。
have that meeting with her father.
より強烈な感情とともに海馬に記名されたエピソード記憶は忘却されにくいのよ。それに岡部は変態童貞だから、ファーストキスのことについて聖地化リハーサルが行われるはずで、それはすぐに長期記憶になってそうそう忘れないかって思って。
Aw, sorry. Technically Mocha was his first kiss. Alright, elaborative rehearsal in psychology, the act of transferring short-term memory to long-term memory. This is done by attaching meaning to the matter to be remembered, or by relating the matter to some other familiar memory.
どうしても岡部にだけは私のこと忘れてほしくなかったから。
My heart fills with love for Kurisu as she makes her frantic excuses. What a relief. Kurisu wasn't mad. She was just trying to hide her embarrassment. I want to be with her even more. I want to talk with her even more. I want to learn even more about her. Oh no, is this the one where he's going to be like, screw the beta world line, but then she's going to be pissed at him, so that won't work. But I know that wish could never come true. My chest tightens. I feel like I'm suffocating. Desperate to keep my emotions under control, I place my own hands on top of Kurisu's, which are still grabbing my collar.
残念だったな。俺は
Oh, he's saying
こ
it
れが
too.
ファーストキスではない。
生意気な童貞のくせに。
Cherry boy.
うるさい、少女。
I remember playfully kissing Mayuri in elementary school. Oh, okay. And just a little while ago, I forcibly kissed Moeka to silence her. But that was on another world line, and now it never happened, so I guess it doesn't count?
そうか。あんたは初めてじゃなかったのね。
そうだ。だから今のは
Oh,
印象としては弱い。
is he gonna be like, I need more kisses?
長期記憶にはならないかもしれない。
Or if he really wants to go pervy with it, he'd be like, well, there's something else I haven't done that would definitely leave a lasting impression on me. I'm lying, of course. I've never felt such an intense kiss as that. The shock was like a lightning bolt to the brain. But still, I'm lying. Because if I miss this opportunity, I'll never be able to touch Kurisu again. This is my last chance.
だからもう一度だ。
Kurisu fidgets. She usually glares at me harshly, but now she's avoiding my eyes.
絶対に忘れたくないから。念には念を入れる。
I decide to take the initiative. I wrap my arm gently around Kurisu's waist and pull her slender body against mine.
それならしょうがないな。
Kurisu looks up at me shyly.
キスだけどうぞ。
What is she worried? What is she worried I'll do?
ちゃんとその優しくして。
I run my fingers softly through her hair. Then I slowly bend down.
岡部。
We're both shy, so we end up pecking at each other's lips like two small birds. Then we draw back and look at each other. Kurisu's eyes are wet. Tears are running down her cheeks. I kiss them away. They're salty. We press our lips together again. Stronger than the first, longer than the first time. I never want to let go. We embrace each other tightly, our feelings too powerful to contain. We seek each other's warmth again and again. Locked in our embrace, we feel each other's breath. We feel each other's scent. We feel each other's taste. Kurisu's whisper resonates through our embrace.
Okabe, 相対性理論ってとてもロマンチックでとても切ないものだね。
How does Kurisu feel about me? In the end, she never really answered my question. Early morning, Akihabara Station. Kurisu is standing before the entrance with her huge suitcase beside her. She waves to me shyly as I approach. And then she blushes and shoots me her usual glare. After that kiss, Kurisu went back to her hotel to pack. That suitcase must hold everything she brought to Japan. Okay, so the same things are going to happen, but slightly differently. Like, the big things are going to happen. She's going to leave. We're going to go back in time. She's going to die. But his feelings are definitely different. She's going back to America.
それじゃ
マユリとダルは本当に呼ばなくていいのか？
なんだかみんなに見送られると辛くなるから。岡部だけなら何のためらいもなく日本を立てる。
Really? You're still gonna play the tsundere card? Really, girl? Kurisu looks like she's about to cry. I'm sure I look just as sad. But I won't cry. I don't have that right.
手土産だ。持っていけ。
I hand her future gadget number 2, the bamboo helicam. It's a bamboo helicopter equipped with a CCD camera which allows it to record video in the air. A truly groundbreaking invention. So he invented drones? Question mark? But sadly, due to its constant high-speed rotation, the video it produces tends to cause motion sickness.
いらねえ。
いいから。そんなにかさばるわけじゃないし。
I wanted to give her future gadget number 7, Ghost in the Ball, but it was too big. Kurisu accepts bamboo helicam with a strange smile.
しょうがないから受け取っておく。
And then silence. No words of farewell. We just look at each other.
青森。一緒に行けなかったな。
Aww.
うん。でもこの2週間なんだかんだで楽しかった。マユリや橋田によろしくね。
Kurisu spreads her arms wide. Without a moment's hesitation, I step forward and embrace the girl genius one last time.
岡部頑張って。
元気で。
Kurisu smiles faintly, then turns and walks towards the entrance with suitcase in hand. I watch her go, unable to move a muscle. I want to stop her. I want to wrap my arms around her and tell her to stay with me forever. But I can't. This is what we decided. To save Mayuri. To save the future. I'm sorry, Kurisu. I can't save you. Kurisu will disappear. She'll be left behind on this world line. There's no place for her in the coming world.
俺はマキセクリスのことを、マキセクリスのぬくもりを絶対に忘れない。
I don't know whether Kurisu hears my words. She keeps walking, stride steady, back straight, long silky hair fluttering in the wind. She's quickly fading into the distance, but I can tell. I see her shoulders trembling. We will never meet again. Our world lines will never cross again. I'm glad I met you, Kurisu. I would have been lost without you. I love you. Goodbye. I stand there in the entrance as commuters file past until long after she's vanished from sight, afraid that any motion, any thought, might cause the tears to fall.
それではこれよりオペレーションベルダンディ最終フェーズを開始する。
Mayuri and Daru turn to me and nod. Today is the last day of Komima. Daru wanted to attend, of course, but a little begging convinced him to prioritize the operation. Take a look around the lab. These 20 days have been madness. It's incredible to think that at one point this lab had a whole 8 members, and now we're back to 3. The memories we made, the experiences we shared. To save Mayuri, I will undo them all. There is sorrow in me, and guilt. I engrave them deep into my heart. I'll never forget. I mustn't forget these long yet short summer days. But still, I choose to erase our memories. I choose to return everything back to normal. Suzuha's mission is irrelevant. I'm not doing this for the future. As long as Mayuri lives, nothing else matters.
ダル、始めてくれ。
いいんだな。
ああ。
オーキードーキー。
Daru starts typing on the IBM 5100. It's already connected to his main computer. This will get us into CERN Central Database, where they keep the data they mine with Echelon. There we will locate the first email I sent on July 28th and erase all traces of its existence. With this, I can reach the Beta World line. At last, Mayuri will be safe. I look at Mayuri. She's on the couch, sitting straight as a ramrod, with her grandmother's pocket watch pressed to her ear. She stays still, her eyes closed. Whenever Mayuri wants to calm down, she listens to the sound of that pocket watch. Earlier, I told Mayuri everything. I guess she's come to terms with it in her own way. The actual work I've left to Daru. No problem there. No mention of Kurisu at all, I guess. I guess this one's pretty much the same as the last time. While waiting for him to finish, I walk into the development room. In the center of the room is the time leap machine. I squat down and gently brush my fingers against the microwave surface. It's cool to the touch. I've made it irreplaceable friends because of this thing, and because of this thing, I've hurt them. But I don't want to blame the tool. It's how you use the tool that matters. And I've got to admit, it saved me more than once. But still, once this thing is over, I will destroy the time leap machine. We must never make the same mistakes again.
オカリ、見つけた。マジであったぞこれ。
あったのか。俺が送った D メールが。
しっかり残ってるよ。
Daru points to a string of characters. My name is there, followed by the message I wrote about Kurisu's death. 3 lines total, each 12 characters long. This data led CERN to our doorstep. At FB's instruction, Mooka and the Rounders attacked. If Suzuha is right, then by erasing this data, we will escape the attractor field Alpha, where CERN dominates the future. That will take us to attractor field Beta, to the Beta World line within its range of convergence, to a future without Mayuri's death. Mayuri is standing next to me, gazing intently at the monitor. She grasps my hand firmly.
おかわり。
大丈夫だ。
She looks anxious, so I pat her head to calm her down.
エンターキーを押せばデータ消せるようになってる。
Daru stands up and gestures to the open seat.
その儀式はオカリンに譲るわ。
I sit down and face the keyboard. This time, is he gonna press it this time as well? He has to, right? He's gotta. This time it ends. Kurisu's face floats through my mind. I close my eyes and take a deep breath. Goodbye, Kurisu. I was gonna say, if he doesn't do it now, that goes against everything she wanted him to do, and that would just be disrespectful. Slowly, I raise my right hand and extend my index finger.
勝利の時は来た。
Daru twitches at my cry.
この俺はあらゆる陰謀に屈せず己の信念を貫きついにラグナロックを戦い抜いたのだ。この勝利のため我が手足となって戦ってくれた仲間たちに感謝を。
One press of this key and Kurisu will die. I firmly grip my coat at the shoulder where it has been stitched together with jagged pink thread.
訪れるのは俺が望んだ世界なり。
I wished for Mayuri to live and Kurisu to die. That is the truth, and I must never forget it.
すべてはシュタインズゲートの選択である。
This is the choice of Okabe Rintaro.
世界は再構成される。
I swing down my index finger. What? No! No! It's gonna change! Oh, and at the exact same time I hear the lab door open. She came back, didn't she? My eyes dart toward the sound. Oh. There in the doorway stands Kurisu. Her face is flushed. Was she running? Why is she here? She should be on her way to the airport right now. Kurisu is looking at me. Girl, what are you doing? Her eyes are glistening, but her face is all smiles. Did she figure out a way to do it, or did she just want to say goodbye to the others, or like, what? Did she come back for me? In a split second of frozen time, I imagine I hear her voice. We didn't say goodbye, she says. Immediately afterwards, my finger strikes the enter key. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh damn, she came back to... Oh... Okay, I'm kind of glad he did. I was afraid he was gonna falter, but what was she there for? The world starts to warp. Oh, she has to watch him do that too. Oof, that's rough. The timeline is being rewritten. I feel my consciousness being sucked into the vortex. Reading Steiner. Divergence is changing. The warp accelerates. Kurisu. Oh, Daru. Mayuri. Everything inside the lab is shifting. Color fades as my consciousness leaves this world line. I turn to face Kurisu, desperate to burn this last sight of her into my eyes. She raises her hand.
Sayonara.
Yeah, she just wants to say goodbye. Oh, a proper goodbye.
私も
Oh, because, yeah, she never technically said, oh, that's what she came back for, because she never actually told him that she loved him, but he did to her. Oh. Oh. The world gradually stops spinning. Little by little, color returns. I look to the door. She was standing there just a moment ago. My assistant, Christina, Makase Kurisu. Now she's gone, vanished like a dream. I look around the room. Next to me is Daru. Behind me is Mayuri. Everything is where it should be. It looks like nothing has changed at all. I gently touch my coat's shoulder where Kurisu fixed a torn seam. It's gone. My coat isn't torn. The stitches, uneven from having been sewn in the dark, have disappeared. There's no trace of that ridiculous pink thread. Stand up and head to the development room. Underneath the table, the time leap machine. No, that's not the time leap machine. That's the phone wave. The upgrades Kurisu made are gone. Nothing has changed. The world is exactly the same. In all respects, save one. Kurisu was never here. Every trace of her has vanished. Kurisu is nowhere now. Nowhere except in my memories. Mayuri and Daru are looking at me.
なあ、ラボメンナンバー004は誰だっけ？
I need to ask, even though I know what the answer will be.
オカリン、ラボメンには004の人はいないよ。
それとも名前すら明かされてない隠れメンバーが幼女なら許す。
いや。
I knew that it would be like this. But the fact that they forgot our existence is so saddening, so frightening. I'm the only one in the world who remembers Makase Kurisu as lab member 4. So I won't forget. I alone will live with her memory engraved upon my heart. Now, time to proclaim my triumph. There are still things that must be done, and many sacrifices were made to get here. But despite it all, this is my victory. I have won. Mayuri and Daru stare in wonder at my abrupt laughter.
今ここにラグナロックの勝敗を決した。 この俺、狂気のマッドサイエンティストである法王院京馬は、そのアインシュタインにも匹敵する IQ170 の霊理なる頭脳により、機関及びセレンのあらゆる攻撃に対し時空を操ることで完全に勝利したのだ。まさに俺は神に等しき存在となった。そしてたどり着いたこの大いなる地平、我が野望が叶う世界、世界の支配構造はリセットされ、混沌の未来が待つであろう。これこそがシュタインズ。
オカリン。
Mayuri suddenly throws her arms around me. I freeze, utterly taken aback. Daru looks as confused as I am. Mayuri looks up at me and smiles. It's the gentlest smile I've ever seen.
もういいんだよ。
Oh, does she have memories of it?
何を言ってるんだ。俺は今華麗なる勝利宣言を。
Would she have memories of it on the Beta World line, though?
だって
Oh, maybe. I guess not.
泣き出しそうな顔してるんだもん。ねえ、無理しないで。前にも言ったよね。マユシーはオカリンの重荷にはなりたくないって。
Oh, no. Wait, does she have some sort of memory? What?
もうその口調続けなくてもいいんだよ。辛いなら普通に戻ってオカリンの心をね、さらけ出してもいいんだよ。
俺
は。
もうマユシーのことは気にしなくていいから。マユシーは大丈夫だから。オカリンはね、オカリンのために泣いてもいいんだからね。何があったのかはわからないけど、泣いてもいいんだよ。
Aw. Oh, it's so true. Like when someone asks you, like if you're feeling bad, someone just asks you if you're okay or whatever, and that just like opens the floodgates. At least it does for me. And just like that, the mask shatters. All it took was one word from Mayuri. Mayuri, the sister I never had. The girl who always needed my protection. See, in this one, she's the sister, not a potential, girlfriend. I had to save her. That was my purpose. I even sacrificed the girl I loved. But now I finally realize that it's over. Mayuri is safe. I'm free. Once more I see Kurisu's face in my mind's eye. I recall the warmth of her body, the softness of her lips, the weight of her last words. One by one they pound against my heart. I can't bear it anymore. And the worst part is, like, he can't say anything to these guys because they have no idea what he's talking about. He's got to, like, it's like with everything, he has to hold this all himself. Like, he has to feel the weight of all of these decisions and nobody will understand it. My vision blurs. Tears run down my cheeks. A tidal wave of emotion crashes over me. Nothing remains to hold it back. I'll never see Kurisu again. That knowledge shreds my heart. I can't hold back my sobs. I can't stop my tears. This is the world I've been searching for. A world where Mayuri does not die. And yet it's missing the person most precious to me. It's too much. It's too cruel. Why did it have to be Kurisu? Why could it have been Daru? Why was I forced to choose? Why did she send me off with a smile? I cling to Mayuri. She strokes my hair gently. I surrender to my grief. 3 days have passed since then, and Mayuri is still alive. Moak and the Rounders have not attacked, and Tanuji has shown no sign of moving against us. Daru has been visiting May Queen as usual, while Mayuri's been working on costume designs for next Komima. Everything is back to normal. said it before, true end better have the very ending of all these guys going to Komima together. Everybody alive and well. Everything, save for the hole in my heart. Standing by the dumpster out back of the lab. We just finished dumping the last of the trash. This morning I called Daru and together we dismantled the phone wave and the IBN 5100.
はあ、もったいねえな。IBN5100 は売ればプレミアつくのに。
それよりね、ラボから電子レンジがなくなっちゃったよ。マユシーはもうジューシー唐揚げナンバーワンを食べられないのです。
電子レンジぐらい拾ってくればいいだろう。
We no longer need the phone wave, that miraculous time machine built by coincidence. It brought Kurisu into my life, but at the same time it made many people suffer. It must never be used again, not by me, not by anyone. It's time for the phone wave to die, and with it, the insane mad scientist Hoen Kiyoma, lord of space and time. I recall what Kurisu once said.
これまでの自分を否定したくないの。たとえ失敗ばかりだったとしても、それを含めて今の自分があるんだから。
I gaze upon once more the scrap heap that was future gadget number 8. We stripped it down to the last bolt and circuit board. Surely no one can rebuild it now. Time travel is too much power for any human to wield. We don't need D-mails or time leaps. Even if nothing in the future is guaranteed. Even though I may die tomorrow, life was never meant to be redone. And that's fine by me. Wouldn't you say so too, Kurisu? I look up at the sky, and even though it's the middle of the day, I can see a single star shining. Maybe it's Venus, which suddenly reminds me.
過去にだって今すぐ行けますよ。夜になったら望遠鏡で空を覗いてみてください。何万年も前の光を見ることができるでしょう。
Every night we casually travel through time. That's what Kurisu said. And each and every word she spoke I carve into my heart, so that I'll never let them slip from memory, for as long as my life endures. What? Okay, I skipped ahead. Did I miss something? I'm sure I did it right. Although this sounds kind of different. What's going on here? This is definitely not the end music I'm used to. Oh! What's this? This is new. I was like, I'm pressing C to try and answer the phone. What's going on? Come on. Oh, that's driving me crazy. There we go. What's going on? What's going on? What's this?
誰が？僕が？お父さん？君の？
What?
何言ってんの？
What? Suzaha? Suzaha?
岡部倫太郎に変われ？
What?
なあ、オカリン。謎の女が変わ
Oh
ってくれ
my
ってさ。
god. Do we get Suzaha back?
誰だ？
お願い、今すぐラジカンの屋上に来て。
We get...
誰だよ。
We get Suzaha.
2036年から来た。
Suzaha.
そこにいる。
We could save her
橋田
too?
至の娘。
Maybe?
名前は天音鈴葉。
Oh my
ちょっ
god.
と待て。鈴葉が。
Are we all... We're gonna go in a different timeline,
なん
aren't
でこ
we?
こにいるんだ？
Oh my god, yes. Yes. Oh, this is much different. This, I was not expecting... Oh my gosh, maybe we can save all of them. We can save Suzaha as well. Chapter 11, Open the Steins Gate. Oh my goodness, we get a whole different chapter. Alright guys, that will do it for this episode of Steins Gate. Sorry for that little bit of a cliffhanger, that tease there. I know I said I was going for the true end in this episode and then I kind of stopped it before it even really started, but it gets insane in the next episode. I was caught off guard by a lot of stuff that's been happening. I haven't finished it just yet, but I'm very excited to see how it ends because, yeah, it gets pretty crazy, and I'm so glad that I made myself, like, get to this ending because it answers a lot of questions that I had. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and stay tuned for the next one. Until next time, bye guys. Special shoutouts to my top tier patrons: Nana, Sparky, iCognito, Matt Goldsmith, Harry Gazif, and Asborn Kennedy.